All right, let's talk about something that's super common, but we don't really talk about it enough. And we're going to talk about some solutions that, well, you probably have them sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now.
So, have you ever looked down at your feet and just thought, what is going on here? You know, that endless cycle of dry skin, that itchiness that no amount of lotion seems to touch. It's super frustrating. And trust me, if you're feeling this, you're not alone. We're talking about a staggering 50 million Americans who are dealing with this exact same thing. It's a huge number.
Now here's the kicker. Most of us just write it off as, oh, it's just dry winter skin. But for a whole lot of people, what's really going on is a low-grade fungal infection that's just flying completely under the radar.
Okay, so let's get to know the enemy a little bit. What is this fungus, and why of all places does it choose to set up shop on our feet? Well, it's pretty simple, really. Fungus absolutely thrives where it's damp, dark, and sweaty.
Now, what does that sound like to you?
Yep, the inside of our shoes is basically a 5-star all-inclusive resort for fungus.
And here's what it's doing in there. This quote really nails it. All that thick, dead, scaly skin on our feet, to a fungus, that's an all-you-can-eat buffet. And you know that funky foot odor? That's just the byproduct of the fungus having its feast.
But here's where the story takes a turn. You might not need to run to the drugstore for some expensive, fancy cream. The answer could be way, way closer.
That's right. The most powerful weapons in this fight might be things you use to cook dinner. We're about to turn your pantry into a full-blown pharmacy.
So, how do we actually do this? Let's walk through 5 surprisingly effective remedies that you can whip up right in your own home. First up is an old-school classic for a reason, the vinegar soak. And it could not be simpler. You grab a tub, mix 1 part vinegar with 3 parts warm water, and just kick back and soak for about 20 minutes. Seriously, it's the perfect amount of time to watch an episode of your favorite sitcom. So why does this work? It's all about the acetic acid in the vinegar. It changes the pH of your skin surface, basically taking that cozy little fungus resort and turning it into a place the fungus just can't stand to live.
Okay, remedy number 2. This one might sound a little weird at first, but stick with me. Listerine. And you've got options here. You can do a full foot soak, just like with the vinegar, or if you're trying to zero in on one yucky toenail, just dab it on with a Q-tip before bed, pull a sock over it, and let it do its magic overnight.
And believe it or not, this isn't just some old wives' tale. Listerine actually has active ingredients like menthol and thymol, and these have been scientifically shown to have real antifungal properties. They're legit fungus killers.
Number 3 is another one you'll find in the medicine cabinet, Vicks VapoRub. This one is especially good for dealing with fungal nails.
So if you've got those really thick, yellow, brittle nails, this is your go-to. All you do is slather a good amount of Vicks right on the nail before you go to sleep, and you just let it work. All right, coming in at number 4 is maybe the most affordable option on the whole list, a simple salt soak.
Seriously, just dump some Epsom salt or regular sea salt into a tub of warm water and soak your feet for 10, maybe 20 minutes. It's cheap, it's easy, and it really works.
Now, salt works a little differently. It's a natural exfoliant, so what it's doing is softening up all that dead skin, which is the fungus's food. So you're not just making the area inhospitable, you're literally taking away the buffet.
And our final remedy, number 5, baking soda. Now, I want you to think of this one less as a full treatment and more like a powerful first step to make everything else work even better. All you do is mix baking soda with a little water until you get a thick paste. Then you take an old toothbrush and just gently scrub your nails. That little bit of abrasion helps break down the fungal debris on the surface so that your soaks can penetrate deeper and be way more effective. Okay, we've gone through the what to do, but now we need to talk about the single most important part of this whole thing, the how long. This is the secret sauce. I mean, think about it. Have you ever started a treatment, things got a little better, so you stopped, and then bam, the problem comes roaring right back? Well, there's a very real biological reason that happens.
And this is the magic number that explains everything. 30 days. This is the piece of the puzzle that almost everybody misses.
See, your skin has a natural life cycle. It takes about a month, 30 days, for the new healthy skin cells to grow from the bottom layers all the way up to the surface. So if you only treat for a week, you're just killing the fungus on top. The infection is still hiding in those deeper layers, just waiting to grow back. You have to stay with it for 4 to 6 weeks to truly get rid of it for good.
Okay, finally, let's zoom out, because this isn't just about what's happening on your feet.
It's about prevention, and it's about your health as a whole.
You have to remember, what shows up on your feet can sometimes be a sign of something bigger going on inside your body. Things like chronic foot fungus can be a red flag for issues like high blood sugar. So really, the best defense is a good offense. Get in the habit of disinfecting your shoes. Ditch the cotton socks for something that wicks moisture away. And take a look at your diet, because a lot of sugar can actually fuel fungal growth.
Now, before we wrap up, I need to be crystal clear about something. This is a very, very important warning. These remedies are for simple, uncomplicated cases only.
If your foot is ever red, hot to the touch, or really inflamed, that's not something to mess with at home. That's an emergency. And if you have diabetes or any issues with blood flow, please do not try to treat this yourself. You need to see a podiatrist.
So, the big question is, are you ready to look at that bottle of vinegar or that box of baking soda a little bit differently? Because with the right know-how and a little bit of patience, you really can turn your pantry into your own personal podiatry powerhouse.